Hey YouTubers, here we are today at Parker Automotive. Got a couple cars in the shop, but this is our wrap-up video on this 2004 Nissan Maxima with a 3.5 motor, and this is our final video on this car, the wrap-up video after the engine swap is complete. The salvage motor is in. She's purring like a kitten, and we are happy with our work. The mechanic's happy, the job is finished. And here's all the parts that were transferred from the existing motor that came out of the vehicle and taken off of the salvage motor that came in, and then they were transferred.
Right. So people don't understand sometimes. When they took out the motor from the salvage yard, they lifted the motor by the intake manifold. So this is the one off of the salvage motor.
So all these parts in this bucket were from the salvage motor, right?
Yes, and then this right here was the exhaust manifold. Like you see, they cut it off so they can keep the jacks. This is a bad deal. We got to show our customer. I don't know if you can see. Now the car is running good, but these little tiny bits right here, they're kind of, I don't know if you can see them.
Yep.
These are actually timing guide plastic. They go to the timing gear, or sorry, timing chain. There's like a little guides. So that means that either they changed it and nobody ever dropped the pan to clean it out, or it's going to start going. But like you see, okay, so all the bypass tubes were crushed from lifting them. And this is the old oil pan. There was a difference in the crank position. This is the crank position sensor on this motor is down at the bottom. You know, so it runs off of the flywheel. This is the flywheel from the old motor. I put the one from the new motor on there. And what happens is these little teeth in here, these are what delegates your timing. So this is, you know, you see how there's gaps in here, so it's like 90 degrees, 180, you know, all the way around, so you know your timing. But like I said, half this stuff is just like the EGR had to be changed out because I figured why leave it on there just in case there was a problem with it. This is the other lower intake manifold with the injectors. I kept them just in case he would have a problem with the ones that came from the salvage car. So this is all the stuff that came off this car. Just give me 1 minute. It kind of sucks a little bit because I'm in the middle of installing an update on my stand board on the Barris. So it's updating a new...
And that could take all day.
Yeah, that could take all day. So I'm going to have to use my OTC Evolve Bank, which is basically an iPad, and then I'm going to have to check all my components on here. So, hold on one sec. Alright, so I'll go over this one. I've already charged the AC system in it, and everything else I'm just waiting for. Running good. I'm just waiting for the temperature to come up so the fans will come on. You know, because even though you didn't do really anything with the cooling system, you still did drain it. I purged it, and then now I'm waiting for the fans to come on so I can make sure that, you know, the fans are operating correctly, the car isn't overheating. Oh, that's what I want you to come out for. Okay, so you can come on over here because this is the part that I want to do it on.
Ah, well then let's wrap up this car and I'll start a new video.
Alright, so that being said, this car called for with just transfer of alternator, AC compressor, you know, the power steering pump, all the accessories gave you 15 hours. You know, so people understand all this other stuff. Sometimes you got to modify the new motor that comes in unless you buy one that's straight from the motor. There's not much I can say on it. I wish I would have went with it, you know, through the removal and install. But the problem is, on this vehicle or on any vehicle, it takes time. You know, maybe next time I'll do a, there's the fans. So
There we go, the fans came on, car's good. Well, sometimes when you do a motor and you're transferring all these parts and it's frustrating and it's covered in oil, well, nobody wants to see a video of a lot of kicking and screaming. Ha ha! No, I'm just kidding. So
I'm a mechanic that cries.
So all we can say is this job is complete. We're happy with our work. The customer's going to be happy. One thing that we always are just, you know, crossing everything on is when we get that salvage motor in, let it be a good motor. So because the job's done, because the motor sounds good, we're happy with our work.
Right. The thing is that doesn't necessarily mean the car is done either. You don't just throw a motor in. Now you have to bring all the monitors up. The computer itself has a set for continuous and non-continuous monitors that are different sensors on the vehicle for the evap system, the knock sensor for the misfire. So pretty much checks on fuel. It checks all these things on itself, and the only way for that to happen, this is an 04, so usually it takes about 25 miles and then one cold startup for all the monitors to come up. This customer doesn't have legal tags on it, so I can't drive it, but so we'll have to wait on that. But for the most part, you drive a vehicle a minimum of 50 miles after you put the motor in, so that this way, what I do is I drive at 50, then I drop the oil back out of it to see how contaminant, to see if there is any contaminants inside of the motor, and then I give it back to the customer if there's no check engine lights. At that time, if there is a check engine light, it should show up, and then we go from there. But for the most part, this car is done. You know,
Well, it's done for us.
done for us.
Until it has other problems, and then we're going to put that on the customer.
Yes.
So we're happy, good motor. God bless, thanks for watching.
God bless you, God bless America, and stay safe.